Welcome back to Where Baggies Walk. If you're a slightly frustrated Baggies fan, then you're in good company this week. We're reviewing that point against Leeds, a great point. But in goal, do we have a dodgy goalkeeper at the moment? We're getting Ben and Dean's view on that. Plus, also this week, we're celebrating a year of Shilen Patel and talking about just what his legacy has meant to Baggies fans so far. We're also talking about the announcement of safe standing at the Hawthorns next year. We'll get Dean and Ben's view on all of that. Plus, we're choosing our February Unsung Player of the Month. And we're talking about the playoff final, which is our dream destination and dream opponent for May the 24th. We're going to manifest it's going to happen for the Baggies. Aaron and Dan are away this week, so of course we've got Ben and Dean still with us. How are we both doing? Okay, fellas?
All good, thanks.
Yeah, great, thank you. Yeah, all good.
We'll get into the Leeds results in a second, but Ben, you've been busy this week, haven't you? Interviewing a legend. Talk us through how that night was.
Yeah, well, I'm on the committee at Staffordshire Baggies, which is where I'm based. One of our events last week, we had Chris Brunt. Our host drops out, so it was myself and a good friend of mine who had to step on stage and have the microphone. It's a bit daunting, but I'm very much a novice. I know Dean does a lot with Warwick. I'm very much a novice when it comes to speaking to players, so I had to compose myself a few times, but it was quite an experience. Yeah.
I didn't realise it was you, Ben. I saw the photo. I had Jack trying to get me to.
Yeah, Jack's a good friend of mine.
But I interviewed Bronte the previous month. So.
Yeah, he's the expert, not me. Dean's the expert.
You proud of him, Dean? Has he done a good job on leading in your footsteps?
Following in your footsteps? In the interview, I wasn't there at the Staffordshire Baggies. We sort of miles apart, really, in the journey time. But we had Bronte. We had Bronte there, and I've had Bronte. So I didn't realise it was Ben who interviewed him. Fair play to you, mate, stepping in.
Cheers, mate.
Right, let's have a chat about that. First of all, the Leeds game was great. Well done, West Brom. That was a fantastic result. Let's focus on the negatives first before we go into the positives. First of all, the goalkeeper. Okay, so he's been at fault for a couple of them. Lots of tweets here. Dylan saying Wildsmith's mistake cost us again. Ben, have you got a dodgy goalkeeper?
I think the goal we conceded at Leeds, I think you could easily blame him. Sort of half came for the cross and then kind of was in no man's land. But I think there's other things in play before that. I mean, Carl Bartley, I think, he doesn't read the cross, and it's Firpo who scores, who's a left back who ends up sort of centre forward. So you got to sort of ask the question who's stopping him coming into the box. But I think he is a lot more worrying, I think, compared to when Alex Palmer was in goal. I think when Palmer was in goal, you knew shots coming at him, he'd be able to save. Wildsmith hasn't had as much game time this season, so I think he's got that pressure because I think deep down he knows the fans would prefer Griffiths in goal, and I think he's really got to be sort of 9 out of 10 out of 10 every week to persuade fans that he's the best goalkeeper at the club, because I think everyone is still rooting for Josh Griffiths to come in and play. So I think that's just maybe unnecessary added pressure on him, and maybe that's just getting in his head a little bit. He's not been too bad, but every goal we can see, he's going to be the one who's going to come under question first, I think.
He's no Palmer, is he, Dean?
No, unfortunately, he isn't. He's twice now. Once the week before, he's come for a cross and just stopped, and as Ben said, just caught in no man's land in the end. I prefer Griffiths myself, but I'm not going to get on his back. Although his distribution was terrible on Saturday as well. As was Palmer's, by the way. So
well, yeah, we've been there before. Yeah.
Okay. The jury's still out, I think, but more out than in.
Okay. Right, let's switch to a positive then, shall we? And Ben, we're talking about your man again. And your own tweet here. Whisper it quietly, but did John Swift play well? Toby says, great performance and great result. Before the match, everyone was giving Swift loads of it. He was brilliant today. Well done, lads, and a great performance from every player. Up the Baggies. Come on, then. We dish it out when he's rubbish. Let's hear it. He was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in the team to keep the ball, and I thought he kept the ball well. He's one of those players who will keep the ball well when he's on it. He's never going to run around like Jason Mulumby does and go flying into tackles. That's not what he's in the team for. He was in the team on Saturday to keep the ball and relieve that pressure. Got an assist. Could have scored in the first couple of minutes. people saying it's a bit of a sitter, but I don't think you can call it a sitter. It's a he's come across it and he's a bit unlucky, I think. So on another day, could have had an assist and a goal, but generally he was good. I think he quieted a few people down who were questioning his team selection. He just needs to do it more on a consistent basis now, and really push on, because Mowbray talks him up all the time in his post-match interviews. He's saying that Price and Malumbi, I think, after sort of watching him training, how good he is on the ball, which I think was a bit of a strange thing to say, but he's justifying it. He justified it on Saturday and was probably one of the pick of the players on Saturday.
Yeah. Cheers for that, Ben. Dean, what's going on with Tom Fellows?
He was on the bench on Saturday, which I sort of agreed with. I was worried that he'd play both wingers from the start. I think Leeds might have overrun us if that was the case. So I don't know, he did all right when he come on. Don't did he too bad. But no, the two, Johnston's been the better winger lately, that's for sure.
Okay. Some social media tweets disagreed with it. Aidan says, great point. Is it just me that thinks Tom Fellows isn't all that? Horse says, Tom Fellows, for someone so good, Christ, he isn't very good at 1v1s. Zero strength, zero composure, lying on the floor instead of shooting. Is he believing his own hype? We need to get rid of him and take the cash if that is what's to come. Shane Fellows' touch let him down at the end, or we might have won. Is all that a bit harsh, Dean?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he could have scored the winner in the end. We could have won that game on Saturday. But no, I think it's a little bit harsh, to be honest. He's done more good than bad, Tom Fellows, over the last season and this season with his assists. Got more assists than anybody. So, no, I'll get off his back.
What about this 1-versus-1 argument, Ben? When he's on one-on-ones, is he too lightweight sometimes?
Potentially, you got to remember he's still young. He's still, he's 1v1's not his game. His game is getting to the byline, putting in a crossing. His stats back that up. If he finds himself 1v1, maybe he has got to be a bit stronger. But I think, like Dean said, he's done more good than bad this season. You can't be criticising him. He's like we say, he's one of our own. You want to encourage him more than discourage him, especially at this point in the season.
Okay. If you've just found the channel, do drop us a quick subscribe. We're over 100 now. It's really good going, and thank you for all your support, especially Lee and all the others that have followed us right from the beginning. That's absolutely massive. It's QPR then this weekend, Dean, and in the reverse fixture, the first day of the season, you went to Loftus Road and give them a right battering, or I should say Josh Maja gave them a right battering. Do you see this being a closer game than that? Was it 4-1 at the start of the season?
No, it wasn't 4-1, was it?
It was 3-1, wasn't it?
3-1. I gave you an extra goal.
I think it will be closer. I mean, I expect every game to be close at the moment. It'd be good to see us give a team a good battering, but I can't see how it just be close again, I think. I'll just take any 3 points, however it comes on Saturday.
Okay. They're not a bad side, QPR, Ben, though, are they?
No, I always think they should be higher up than what they are. I think they've got some good players. I think the lad Fry up front seems to score quite often. Still got Elias Chair, haven't they? Willock, some really sort of dangerous players. Like Dean said, I think it'll be a close game again. Hopefully we can just grind out 3 points. We are due battering someone. I think he's coming, whether it be Saturday or not. I'm not so sure. But I think, like I said, we'll take 3 points however it comes now.
Okay. All right. It's 1 year since Shilen Patel and others joined the Baggies. He sent out this message this week that says, a year now since Bill Cool and I became part of the Albion family. I am humbled by the journey so far and truly excited for the future. As I said a year ago, clear communication is key, and I've enjoyed reflecting on the past year and discussing future goals and opportunities. Dean, obviously you're close to the club, and I don't want you to reveal anything that you're not able to, but just what does he mean for the West Brom community?
He saved us, for one. I think we'd struggle to be here now if he hadn't come along at the time. With the lie on the Chinese, we were only going in one direction. He's lightened everything up, to be honest. He's got involved with every aspect of the club. He meets the fans, he comes to meetings, he's been a breath of fresh air, him and his team. So all good, all positive. And compared to where we were a year ago, there's no comparison, really. So good.
Ben?
Yeah, I what Dean said, really. It's been a breath of fresh air this season, much more sort of much better in communication. We sort of know what's going on. We kind of know what the plan is. The recruitment process seems to be a lot more improved. We've gone from signing sort of players that are past it to players who are young and have a good sort of sell-on value. Look at Isaac Price, Banny we've signed, all sort of a good age where they can have a good few years with us and we can sell them on for 5, 6, 7 times more. So the structure is definitely better that's in place. Hopefully we can just replicate that on the pitch and grow from there.
Yeah, I mean, in the world where there's so many, excuse the expression, dodgy owners and dodgy chairmen around, it's good to see West Brom in safe hands. So Shilen, if you're watching, salute you. For now, anyway. Right. Also this week, then West Brom have announced that there will be safe standing next year in a bit. I'm guessing in answer to our point last week, Ben, about trying to raise the atmosphere a little bit. Are you fully behind this?
Yeah, I think so. I don't sit in the Smethwick. I sit in the Brummy Road end opposite. But as far as I know, I think most people stand up in that end anyway. But I think be good to have people on that end encouraging the atmosphere to increase and create a bit more noise in the stadium, because that's something we've been lacking definitely this season anyway. So hopefully that's a step in the right direction to solving that matter there.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week about atmospheres. Aaron tweeted out the calls have been answered. Dean, obviously you might have had prior knowledge of this, but a good move by the club.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Anything to improve the atmosphere. I'm a bit surprised they've done the Millennium Corner as well. You sort of box the away fans in the two sections, really. So it'll certainly improve the atmosphere, that's for sure.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Do drop us a like and do drop us a subscribe if you're only just finding out the channel. We need our February player of the month before we close off you both, please. Usually we try and pick the one that the club isn't going about to a point or is the most obvious one. So Dean, for you, who would you like to shout out to?
I'll go for, although technically it was March, wasn't it, on Saturday, but I'll still go for Isaac Price. He seems to be getting better every game and growing into the team there. So, he's my nominee.
Yeah, that's a very quick one, isn't it, for someone who's just come in? Ben?
Well, I've Price in mind, but I'm going to say Callum Styles. He's not been amazing, but I think teams now have started to target him as our sort of weak spots, so to speak. And he sort of coped with it really well. I had visions Friday night of Dan James, doing a job on him on Saturday with his pace and starting the quickest. But on Saturday, he had a good game. He's coming under all this pressure. I think he's coping really well, considering he's not a left back as well. He's really grown into that position, and even though teams are targeting him down their right side and our left, he's doing a decent job.
Okay.
He always wants the ball as well. He never hides, does he?
Yeah, going forward, he's useful going forward. He gets involved and stuff. So
he always wants it.
Yeah, so good,
right.
Good.
Brilliant. Finally, then, this week, we're asking all our 24 clubs across the network, which two teams would you like to watch in the Championship playoff final? Last week, we were nasty and relegated outside our fan bases. Well, actually, we just relegated Stoke, didn't we? Because that was the only one. All of you just relegated Stoke. This week, we're doing the opposite. Which two teams would we love to see at Wembley? So we're going to presume here that the Baggies are in it. There you are. Now look at all the teams that could possibly still feature in that playoff final. So Dino, it's the 24th of May. You're walking down Wembley Way with your famous navy and white stripes, your scarf. Who'd you like to see as a fan base stepping off the tubes at Wembley?
I think
as well.
It's a tricky one. I don't know. Sheffield United probably, but I think they'll probably get one of the first two spots. So failing Sheffield United, Sunderland.
You'd like to play Sunderland, okay? Yeah.
More than Burnley.
Fair enough. Ben?
Sheffield United.
I think you want to maybe play the team who finishes third, because it's going to be one of Burnley, Sheffield United, Leeds will finish third. They're going to be aiming for top two, and they're going to be a bit deflated come in the playoff final if they go through that route. So psychologically, maybe you want to take one of those teams that finishes in third, because they'd have missed out. Other than that, I think Coventry will be a good game. Fans coming from the Midlands. I think it'll be a good game. Two good fan bases. So I'll go with Coventry then for that reason.
No, okay. Brilliant.
Of course, I hadn't thought of that scenario. The team who 5th and 6th, we could also play in the final. Yeah, good shout, Cov.
Jolly good. Right. I'm spending my Saturday evening this weekend at Molineux. Any advice?
No, unlucky.
No.
Don't.
Lucky car.
Yeah. 8 o'clock, bloody kickoff. Sky.
On
Anyway.
a Saturday night?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Rubbish. Who wants to watch Wolves and Everton on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock? God, I'd rather watch whatever's on BBC. Right. So wish me luck. I shall see you in 7 days' time. Thank you very much for watching. Next week, we'll be asking the question, who do you want to see come up from League One? So we'll get your Birmingham City views on that next week. So get prepared for that. See you next week. Enjoy the game against QPR. And thank you very much for watching.